Hi, hope you are all doing great. In this video, we are going to learn about ISDA confirmations. There are many documents involved in ISDA documentation, but to start with, ISDA master agreement and the schedule is the primary document where both the parties execute and bring the ISDA into force. ISDA master agreement and schedule should be considered as one document. ISDA master agreement is a pre-printed form. Nothing should be altered. The schedule is the place to elect the clauses of the master agreement as negotiated and agreed by the parties. The schedule customizes the master agreement, so in case of conflict of understanding, schedule prevails over master agreement. Now, confirmations are the documents which record the details of the transactions performed between the parties. Confirmations usually record the economic terms. Now, if a conflict of understanding occurs, then confirmations will prevail over the master agreement and the schedule. This image shows you the order of precedence, how confirmation prevails over schedule and schedule over master agreement. If confirmation prevails over schedule and is the master agreement, why all of the three are not together? Well, it is quite exhaustive and cumbersome to negotiate every time all the terms of master agreement and schedule along with confirmations. Confirmation is a trade document which contain trade or economic terms. Only the master agreement and the schedule are once the master agreement and schedule are executed, confirmations are done every time a trade is performed. This is a regular trade document. All the credit, financial, legal, tax and other similar items are already negotiated at the master agreement and schedule level. Confirmations primarily focus on the trade terms or economic terms. However, saying this doesn't mean that no legal, financial, credit, tax terms are not negotiated in confirmations. At times, these terms are also negotiated at confirmations level, and these terms will supersede the terms negotiated at ISDA master agreement level. However, these terms are strictly applicable for the particular trade mentioned in the confirmation. The other confirmations will still rely on the terms agreed in the master agreement and the schedule. At times during negotiation, one should be careful not to include words that are conflicting. At times, a party might request certain terms as agreed in the confirmations. We should refrain to use such wording, as this may be conflicting, as we don't know what are going to be agreed in confirmations while executing the master agreement and the schedule. Here is the first page of ISDA master agreement. It clearly states that confirmations are the documents in which the parties record the economic terms. The ISDA master agreement itself provides that the agreement includes schedule and the documents and other confirmations evidence, each a confirmation exchange between the parties confirming individual transaction. Further, each confirmation is identified or should be identified either in its own term or through another effective means as a confirmation, and states that its supplements forms a part of and is subject to the ISDA master agreement between the parties. In this way, the provision of the agreement governs transactions documented in the confirmations. The use of confirmations to document the economic terms of transaction again illustrates the modular architecture of ISDA documentation. Confirmation comes into two forms, long form and short form. Long form. A long form confirmation itself contains in full all the terms necessary to document the economic terms of the transaction. Coming to the short form confirmation, it does not contain all the terms necessary to document the economic terms of the transaction. It basically relies on and incorporates standard terms and provisions that are already contained in another document or documents like ISDA definitions. This enables to use shortened terms in confirmation instead of exhaustively mentioning the full operational provisions. The terms and provisions contained in that other document should broadly reflect market practices. It's easier to prepare a short form confirmation than a long form confirmation. Coming to the long form confirmation, this is often used for a new type of derivative transaction that came into existence. These transactions usually do not have is the prepared set of definitions that we use in short form confirmations. It would not be advisable to prepare a standard set of definitions until the market has matured and the consensus has developed over such new transactions. Now let us see a sample confirmation. However, I would caveat that confirmations are trade documents. Being an ISDA negotiator, I rarely see these documents, as most of the times it is a schedule and master agreement I negotiate. So my understanding is limited. Please excuse me if I miss any piece of important information. You're always welcome to provide inputs if necessary. Here you can see the start of the document, counterparty details, and the type of transaction is mentioned, and in this case it is currency option transaction. In section 1, ISDA definitions are incorporated. Here in this case it is the 1998 FX and currency option definitions. Further down there is a reference to the master agreement, as in the case they have not entered into any agreement, it is deemed to be governed by ISDA agreement, specifying all the basic essential clauses under the master agreement. It is also clearly written that this confirmation is governed by ISDA. In section 2, all the trade details are mentioned, like trade date, transaction fees, effective date, type of derivative that is performed. Here it is an European straddle with a value of euro 10 million. Other contract specifications like expiration date, time, so on. There are some special conditions mentioned in the way a specific transaction will be performed. In section 3, definitions of premium, strike, and calculation agent are mentioned. Here the most important thing is to note is whatever defined in this confirmation is only applicable to the specific transaction. In this video, we have learned about confirmations. Understanding confirmation is required mostly for understanding the basic construct of ISDA documentation. As a negotiator or lawyer, it is not usually to interpret or negotiate terms in a confirmation. I hope this video is helpful in understanding confirmations. I would greatly value your feedback. You may please send them to derivatives.documentation@gmail.com. You can get the updates of derivatives documentation by subscribing to this channel. Please do like this video and feel free to comment and share on the contents. If you want to learn more about derivatives products and commercial contracts, you may visit my other YouTube channels. Thank you.